right. Last time I saw you guys was the beginning of April, which seen you since then on my other show. Said Happy Easter, but if the message was not relayed, Happy Easter. And I got on this stream, but right before I did, I saw that they were, or maybe they did it earlier, but it looks like they had just wrapped up the Rousey and CARANO presser. And the only clip I saw so far was Ronda going off on Kayla Harrison. And look, first of all, the people in the comments who were saying that Kayla would body them, I mean, I think that's apparent now because, I mean, Rousey is how old is Ronda? Is she 39? Like, she would want me to blast her age, but Google will do that. And Gina's what? Is Gina in her 40s? I think Gina's older than Ronda. Maybe I have that backwards, but I mean, really, we're sitting here saying something like that. But while I'm not a big fan of Ronda Rousey, just look, pioneer of the game, tremendous guts. I mean, she's just world class in judo, but she needs to just. I don't know if it's even possible at this point for her to humble herself. I think it's far past that point, but like, I just sometimes she says these things where I'm like, does she have any sense of what she's saying? But I mean, it's also like, I think you can't hold that against her totally for getting a swelled head, because when you're winning a lot and you have, it's like they say, pay attention to the people around you when you lose rather than the ones around you when you win, because I think she had a lot of yes women and men who were just feeding these things into her ear. And when you're in your late 20s and even your early 30s, that is a recipe for disaster. That's going to go straight to your head. And when you're on the world's biggest stage, it's a credit to her for even, having us to be alive and well and healthy, today. But she just always strikes me as somebody who's, like, could be more humble, could be less arrogant. And I don't think I'm the only one saying that, but at the same time, Rhonda's making some damn good points about Kayla, and not just Kayla, but the younger generation. Show some respect for the people who laid the groundwork. They were the first of their kind. These girls who, like Holly Holm and Misha, who came around and put women's MMA on the map. I don't know what to say other than I can't wait for that card in May. But for Ronda, if she loses this fight against Gina, I'm going to be very curious to see what Dana has done. That's one time where I'm going to listen to Dana, actually, and not just tune him out because I'm expecting it to be a bunch of BS. I expect Dana to have something to say if she loses, especially if she loses in a nasty way. But still excited for the Rousey and CARANO fight, just because it's, it'll be cool to see them both in there again. And at the same time, I think the main event of that really is Nate and Mike Perry. And they're building something there, guys. I mean, I think I said this on the last stream I did, but Netflix is not going to right out of the gate, I think, have this card that's like, oh my God, all the eyes are going to be over there on Netflix from now on and not the UFC. But the more fighters that they take who were under the UFC banner, the better it is for them. And here's something else to also note: while they're still making a shit ton of money, UFC, their past 5 cards that they've done in Miami, this was the lowest gate of the last 5, was this one that had one of the best fights ever with Curtis Blades and Josh, who's a superstar now overnight, it feels like. But also, Paulo Costa, if you're not a casual, you know who that guy is. And the main event, for Olberg to do it on one damn leg the way he did, at the same time, that fact is true. So, the UFC, I feel like they got to build up their stars, and Josh is one that can really help them with Poatan not in the mix until the White House card. I think that was something that they should be very happy that they got a performance like that after all the talking that Josh did, all the performing during fight week. I know he would sit there and say, hey, this is not performing, brother. I know that's Hulk Hogan, but my point is they should be on their knees. And he deserved every cent of that double bonus. Do not get it twisted. But then they go and they put him on the White House card against Derek Lewis. That's crazy. And if I heard correctly, I don't know if it's true, but Trump said, why isn't Derek Lewis on the White House card? Yeah, that's interesting. So I'm very curious to see where where this Netflix MMA thing takes us, because they already got into to think that we're going to look back and the first ever boxing matches on Netflix was Mike Tyson in 2025 against Jake Paul. But hey, his promotion, I like what he's doing with the MMA. So I think that's like KSI the other day. He came out and said that he thinks he boxed for too long. I absolutely believe that Jake should just, dude, stop with the boxing. If you want to get one more huge payday and, fight Tommy in the rematch, fight. I'd tune in if he fought Wilder. You all right, baby? Did you hear something? Did you all even notice her back here? I don't know if you can see her on camera. Hello there. Hello there. What is it? I think you just heard the neighbors. I am on daddy daycare detail with the doggy. What is it? What is it? Who do you think Jake should fight next? Who should he fight next? Should he get the Wilder fight? I don't think so, baby. I don't think so. But I have to say, if he fights that fight, I would tune in to watch it. But if he goes and fights Tommy, I just don't have the same interest now that I did and it's like Tommy and watching him and Eddie fight. uh, you know, make a buck if they're cool in real life and they're just playing up for the cameras, great. But I don't know. I feel like the YouTube boxing thing is kind of dying out, other than the actual like fighters who are in there making noise, like Darren Till and some other guys who have gotten out of, like Tony Ferguson's one that comes to mind. Who's another one that, Romero is dirty boxing, but just that really these side cards in general go make your money. That's what I think. But as far as YouTube boxers and, Deji and all these guys, it's people don't have the same interest in it as they did in 2020 and 2021. I mean, back then, I'll admit when he fought Ben Askren, I was out at a concert that night and I got home at I was still partying back then and definitely drinking that night, and got home from a festival, and I thought that I was going to get home to see Jake losing, but I didn't think he was going to get knocked out against Ben Askren. I was like, Ben's not a boxer. This could be ugly, and, maybe I was like, good luck, Jake, if you're going to try and take Ben down, like after the fight, if there's something that happens. But then I get home and see that he knocked him out. I was like, all right, well, I'm interested to see who he fights in the next one. And then there were some where it was hard to not watch, like Tommy Fury and Nate Diaz. I mean, I just wanted to see the antics really with that one. But it's with like, the KSI fight. I don't at all want to watch that. To be honest, I really didn't have that much interest back then because I expected Jake to win that one, and I still think he would today. So stick with the promotion. That's what I think they should do. MVP and Netflix are doing a hell of a job, I gotta say, getting people interested, and it's healthy competition. I mean, if you have stuff of boxing that's going to go and pay these guys $15 million for one fight, then let's not hold people hostage in these promotions and let them go fight somewhere else and generate interest, and let's not have a monopoly. I like the healthy competition, and watch out in 5 years. Even less than that, I think Netflix is really going to, I think they're going to do better than a lot of these organizations out there. That is a decent question, is like with MMA that just crossed into my head. What is the most successful MMA promotion now that Bellator's gone? Would you say that it's One or PFL? I'm not sure, but yeah, it's, that is the question for the chat that I'm going to try to remember to. I had a question on the last stream that I forgot to drop, and I will not forget this time. But yeah, I have a buddy who it was rumored that he was going to be fighting on the Rousey and Carano card, and I haven't heard any news about that yet. I was really hoping to get on the stream and drop that for you tonight, but stay tuned, because he's not far from Los Angeles, so he could very easily get down there, and he's training in make it onto that card, very very quickly hop into that cage and be ready. Now the contractual part, that is where it gets tricky, but I really hope to see him there. Or on one of these Netflix cards. I do feel like he would be perfect for it, but at the same time, it would be cool to say that you got on the inaugural one. So, and May 6th, I will be in attendance for my first BKFC card. I'm so hyped. I'm trying to figure out, because I'm only a couple hours not even from Daytona. So I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to stay the night there or if I'm going to just ride with my friend and then come home. But that's because I'm taking care of this girl again at that time. So going to see what happens. But I can't wait to watch it. That's another great idea, is half concerts and half fights. The event that they're doing May 6th, I'm hyped for it, man. You have I think there's a female fighter who used to be in the UFC who's going to be on that card, and it's actually, there's a famous musician from, is it I Prevail, who started this idea in Daytona for there to be metal bands, and I gotta look that up, but I just know I'm hyped, right in my backyard. I get to go see this because there have been a couple combat events that I've not gotten to get to. I just missed the UFC when it was just in Florida last weekend, which I'm going to get into the 327 recap a little bit more here in a second. But I missed them in Tampa in 2024 when Buckley TKO'd Colby. So I'm looking forward to seeing some combat here is what I'm saying, but I definitely need to catch the UFC the next time they're in this state. Miami's a little bit more of a drive, and I also couldn't go because I had to watch my dog, and I was not about to drive with her there for one night, especially when I had to work the next day. But UFC 327 in Miami, thoughts on that card? Because I think it delivered. You had, Pico had a great performance. Cub retiring. I still can't believe that they didn't give, they give Anthony Smith a send off, but they don't give other fighters ones. But Cub deserved it, man. And I think there are those guys that it's not going to be the same when they're gone. And people made jokes about Cub Swanson because he was, look at who the guy fought and look at who he has wins over. Just that resume, man. And I didn't think he could top his fight before this one, but he goes out and finishes Nate the way he does, and Nate's wrestling the ref at the end, and it just all lined up perfectly. And that's before Josh and Curtis have arguably the best fight in their division ever right there. Mark Hunt, who actually just got also just reposted that on my Instagram, he got arrested earlier. He got a fight in 2013 against, I will never remember his name, but I remember I watched that live, and they were saying, "Oh, this is the greatest fight ever for this division." They were saying that during Josh Hawkins' fight, and that this could top it, but that was the number one fight. And I'm like, I don't know if anything's going to get better because, I mean, drops Curtis early. Curtis comes back, lands a couple takedowns, but he just teed off on him the rest of that night. And, I mean, he's here to stay, man. You just beat a top 5 guy. Hard to deny when you see these guys that have the charisma and they back it up in the cage. And then Carlos, man, I mean, on one leg, it was like, I feel for Yuri, I do, because, you know, he has the drama during fight week with Josh doing the lightsaber thing, but coming up short in these title fights. And it's not just like he fought Poatan and, you know, got hurt and then finished immediately at the end of the second round. He knew Oldberg was hurt, and Carlos stepped it up, man. And I'm wondering if they're going to make him give up the belt. I just read that he was drunk and he lost the belt. It's like, damn, dude. But he had a good night at the same time, man. And then he goes on, of course, to say, oh, I'm going to get belt after belt, so I'm not worried about losing it. But they might make him vacate. And it's like, really? You let Hamzat sit for 8 months? Okay. Let's see how this works. But it's going to be interesting to see how that division progresses. I mean, with the, you know, world of interim belts being a part of things now, I cannot wait to see what happens. But how do you see Josh and Derek playing out on the White House card? Do you think he's going to get the dub easily? Do you think that Carlos will vacate? I mean, man, we have some, I don't want to say, like, the UFC does not have that great of cards coming up, honestly. And this is the perfect time for Netflix to swoop in and get some people to watch. So, going to be interesting to see. Will you be tuning in on May 16th to watch that? I definitely am. And, I mean, what other way is there to end the stream but with the Nate Diaz and no, could Nate copyright Josh for the middle finger in a fight? Because I will never forget watching him and Cowboy and him doing that. It was like, I'm happy for Nate that he's getting his shine on that card. It's just, don't start beef with DC, please. Like, y'all are apples and oranges, and he makes a point. I mean, DC got belts, bro. So, I don't know what you say. Respect to both. I guess that's the right thing for me to say as a fan. But, guys, appreciate you, as always, tuning in, commenting, giving me suggestions for topics on here, sending in questions. I definitely am hyped to be doing a live stream for the main event at BKFC. And as I said, I have some cool guests lined up for that week, as well as leading up to that. So a lot of cool stuff in the works, folks. And hope you enjoy the rest of your week. I'll keep you updated on when I do another one of these shows. I originally was just doing one a month. I have tried before to do multiple guests a month and multiple streams, that kind of thing. And I did that in the first month and I kind of abandoned it, but I'm trying to at least give you 2 live streams a month and 1 new guest. So stay tuned. Lots of goodies to drop for you. Woo!